Hello, how's everyone doing today? I hope you all watched the South Carolina versus Tennessee game yesterday. Of course, South Carolina won. They're still an undefeated team. I was rooting for South Carolina. The score was 58 to 74. South Carolina had 74, Tennessee had 58. I felt that Tennessee could have done better than what they did. It's basically a strategy on how to beat South Carolina. I'm still trying to understand how they're still undefeated, but it is what it is. They won. Congratulations to them. My thing with Tennessee is they weren't going inside the paint enough to get fouled. They were shooting on the outside and missing a lot of shots. South Carolina, they were going either driving in the paint, getting fouled, or they was of course going to give it to that tall person, Aaliyah Boston or Camila Cardoso. It's obvious who they're going to give the ball to. So each coach should know that the team is going to give the ball to is going to give the ball to Leah Boston. So you have to say to your team, you know what? We don't need the triple team on Aaliyah. We need to have the whole team on her to stop her. Put four people on her. Do whatever you can to stop Aaliyah from shooting because that's who they're depending on to win the game. They have her, and then you have Camila Cardoso. But Camila doesn't even start. She comes maybe almost to the end of second quarter, and then she plays more during the second half. So Don basically has a strategy on how she puts her players in the game. By watching the South Carolina games, I've been noticing her strategy a lot. So it was a very good game. I enjoyed watching Raven Johnson play. She's a good point guard. Zaya Cook, she played a pretty good game. She's very fast. She's very quick. I like her speed. Sometimes I think she needs to calm down on dribbling too much. I mean, she knows how to handle the ball, but that dribbling too much could get the ball taken away. Raven Johnson had that problem yesterday too, when she was dribbling too much and then the ball got taken away. And I think me here was on that same page as well, where she had the ball and it got taken away. Where when they had the ball, they should have immediately, pass it. Because when you dribble it too much, like too much, that ball can get taken away. It's okay to dribble, but when you're doing too much of it, that ball is gone. So dribble it, try to pass it as fast as you can, or dribble it, or take it to the hoop. One way or the other. So Tennessee, I do like Rickea Jackson. She's pretty good. I know she's gonna do good in WNBA for sure. And you know, it was it was a very interesting game. So my thing with the Leah Boston is I know she got called for an offensive foul yesterday, which I wasn't mad about because I know there were times where she never got called for an offensive foul. I mean, do you think you're going to get away with this in the WNBA? No. I mean, in the WNBA, it's a whole new ball game. That's real ball. And a lot of them players on the WNBA, they'll be ready to, jump on you for trying to knock them down or elbow them in the face or the stomach. I mean, it's a whole new ball game. It's different than college because some women in WNBA they get very serious. So, you know, my suggestion to Aaliyah Boston, you have to be careful with that. And the thing with South Carolina is a lot of them players are tall. They have a lot of tall players because a lot of these other teams they're tall, but South Carolina is taller. That's why South Carolina they're winning these games because compared to the other teams, they'll put in maybe the other teams they play. The players may look a little short, and then I look at South Carolina and I'm just like, oh, these players, South Carolina is bigger than them. So height has a lot to do with why South Carolina is winning. because you have Camila Cardoso. She's about the tallest player in the team. You have Aaliyah Boston. She's pretty tall. So you have both of them in the middle who they're giving the ball to. Then you have Zaya Cook. She's like their 3-point shooter. Then you have Bree Bill. She's a 3-point shooter. So everybody on South Carolina, they're very versatile. It's like they can do everything: shoot threes, play center. They're versatile. That's the problem with South Carolina. They're very trained. Don really trains them very well. So teams that will play South Carolina in the future, that's something you have to consider. You have to have your 3-point shooter on the floor all the time. All the time. And when you play South Carolina, you also have to depend on your 3-point shooter. You have to say, okay, we're going to set up this play, and then you're going to shoot the three. Even if you tell the 3-point shooter, okay, shoot all around, in the circle on the floor to win, because South Carolina, they're right now a tough team to beat. So my thing is, how are they going to be next year when Aaliyah Boston leaves, Zia Cook leave? Then you have Victoria Saxton, she's gone. Then you have Letitia Mehier, she's gone. So I just wonder how that team is going to be next year. So I'm sure they're all gonna get drafted to the WNBA, and we know they're not going to be on the same team. They're going to be on separate teams. So that's going to be quite of a change for them. So right now we have the tournament coming up, which is the championship coming up maybe in April or so. And that's all I want to discuss. Have a good night.